Hello and welcome to your May 2018 Aries Taurus new moon. This is occurring on Tuesday, May 15th, right after the Sunday we celebrate Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all, birth mothers, surrogate, and adoptive mothers. This is a day that is a beautiful celebration of life through the mother energy, that nurturing, compassionate, loving energy. And for those of us who have not necessarily experienced that in a consistent and loving way, this day can be extremely difficult. In fact, it can be even more difficult than the holidays around November and December. And so I want to remind everyone that Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck and readings are specifically designed for individuals who are experiencing mama drama trauma. These new full moon, quarterly, and lunar new year readings are specifically to assist us in remaining vigilant and understanding our divinity, that we do in fact have access to the mother of all mothers within us, that yin energy within us that we directly connect to with the lunar cycle. So you may not have MDT, but your spouse may have it, your in-laws, adoptive children, families that you've been adopted into, close friends. It affects us all, and it does spill over into all aspects of our lives. Co-workers, managers, people who have issues that we can really boil them down to telltale signs of MDT. I'll put the link below to the telltale signs of MDT that are posted on the Mama Drama Trauma YouTube channel. If you do have mama drama trauma, then you are experiencing some form of emotional or physical abandonment or abuse on a consistent basis as a result of your birth mother, adoptive or surrogate mother's inability, unavailability, or unreadiness, unwillingness to heal her own mama drama trauma. It is a vicious family cycle. So Great Mother has a special Mother's Day message for you. I will also post that link at the bottom in the links below. When this deck was channeled to me, Great Mother was very clear about wanting to connect with her children, most estranged and alienated from her due to our birth mother experience. Not about victimization, shame, or guilt. This is about aligning ourselves with our true identity as children of the Great Mother, Father, God. Because, of course, we cannot heal mama drama trauma on our own. We need to surrender to a higher power that is able to heal a wound of void as deep as that. And so the vigilance and remembering our divinity as being dearly loved children of the Great Mother, Father, God, who are never judged, condemned, or left alone, is a universal identity. But again, as Great Mother has shared with me, an identity that her children most alienated from her love need to know. And with that, from the mother of all mothers, now for the new moon in Aries Taurus. Welcome to your reading. You are Capricorn in the Sidereal, more than likely. So you want to check the links below to make sure. You could be Aquarius in the Aquarius Joy-Tish Vedic astrology as well, which I call the soul astrology. That sidereal astrology is very cosmologically oriented because it looks at the entire universe from a very omnipresence perspective, as opposed to the Western or tropical astrology, which is earth-centric, ego-oriented, which is why we talk about the emotions, the emotional reaction of the ego body, who you define as you, as the emotions that are uploaded to the soul sidereal astrology for you, which will be in Capricorn. And you download from Capricorn that sidereal astrology, more than likely, most of you will, the intuitive guidance that is available for you to fulfill those wants and those needs in a way that is in alignment with the soul intention this lifetime. And so as we do talk about Mama Drama Trauma here, we're talking about a lifetime of evolving in self-love and spiritual independence, which many relationships, many experiences allow us to do, but none like MDT. You are approaching this new moon with a sense of purpose. Speaking of purpose for your life, you are very much downloading what Great Mother is saying to you, and you are acting upon it. This third eye in the middle of this double yin single yang symbol is about really focusing in on the law of ego form and manifestation in a way that you are recognizing that your life is an opportunity for you to manifest a deeper purpose. And so as this new moon in Aries Taurus is in your fourth house, this would definitely indicate that in your home environment, there are some changes that are occurring. They could be very sudden changes that are causing you to want to communicate what these new revelations, these new intuitive revelations are. This is the third quarter moon, and that is about release, letting go, and also just having gratitude for those things in our lives that are no longer useful, that we can now recognize what the value they had in our lives was. And maybe there are some relationships in the home front that are changing in a tremendously drastic way. This new moon is conjunct Mercury as well as Uranus, which has just completed a 7-year stint in Aries. So that energy that's about our identity, and over the last 7 years you've probably been really working on your own issues of identity as it relates to how you want to or how you need to communicate. Because Uranus was in your third house for 7 years. And so now from this new moon, May 15th, for 7 years, it's going to be in your fourth house of the home. And so there will be changes in the home front that have to do with your values, what's important to you, because it will be in Taurus. And so values and money and finances. And so a lot of wonderful things coming your way. Now, the transformative opportunity is the Birth Mother card. The Birth Mother card is the soulmate card. It's a crescent moon root chakra card that's about planting our needs in the world in a realistic way, eyes wide open, being really clear about the seed that we're holding, the seedling that we're planting in the world. And so you're becoming very clear about what's going on at home. You're ready for this transit, and you realize that there are some needs that you have that others are not capable, willing, or able to fulfill. You know, they just don't have that ability or interest, as we see here with Dorothy, with Aunt Em and Uncle Henry preparing for the market as she's coming home to tell them the devastating exchange she's had with Miss Gulch about Toto, who symbolizes her intuition in the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck. And so your intuition is so strong, this double yin energy, and you're acting upon that. You're acting on the Great Father law of ego form and manifestation, and you're seeing that there's some issue either with your birth mother or someone who is like your birth mother who has that kind of maternal energy in relationship to you, or it could be someone that you feel that you have this pull, this tug to provide compassion, to provide nurturance, to provide understanding, that simply is not capable, that simply is not willing or ready to do so. So in acknowledging the reality of the seed that you're planting in this new season of your life, Great Mother's coming through, and she is saying that that is an opportunity for you to real size and course correct where you're going with what you're manifesting. Don't overlook the fact that this is a centering proposition. This is a auspicious opportunity for you to really take advantage of this transit and click your heels 3 times, as Dorothy is in the Tarot card. This is the centering card, where Glenda is telling her exactly what the technique is for her to leave a land of fantasy or an internal imaginative space in which we do very deep work in our sleeping state, to transcend and to what do we want to say? Translate, to transform, to what do we do when we move from one place to another? To transition from that world into the daily, practical, black and white world of the farm. How do we do that? Body, mind, and soul. 3 clicks. And our inner eye is always aware of that technique. Don't overlook the fact that you have been operating with this technique to get to where you are, and that technique is going to get you to where you were going. This is a waning gibbous moon card, and so there's a great deal of gratitude that you have for your journey at this time that Great Mother is recognizing, and she is encouraging you to use the fuel of that gratitude, use the focus of that gratitude, so that you can really see that the people in your life who may not be ready, willing, and able to support you in ways that you thought in the past that they should, have really helped to get you to the spiritual understanding that you have been instrumental in you being the person that you are today, to actually see yourself as someone who is fulfilling the higher purpose of your life. And so this is what the whole entire Yellow Brick Road journey was for Dorothy. Remember, when she returned home, nothing had changed except her. This is the integrity card. You are in your truth. Great Mother is encouraging you to stand in it. And as we see, Dorothy is greeted as she arrives back home after clicking her heels 3 times by Hickory, the farmhand, who asks, "Do you remember me?" In the guidebook that comes with the Oracle deck, he says, "Do you remember me?" But not as Hickory the farmhand, as it explains, as Scarecrow on the Yellow Brick Road. Sometimes we do not recognize our soulmates as the souls that were with us on the other side before we incarnated. The other side is double yin. Single yin is physical receipt, emotional receiving of information, reactionary receiving of information. Double yin is soul receiving, intuition. And so we received our soul contracts. We initiated those contracts with our birth. And as we come to greater understanding, having passed the veil of this physical birth back into the light of understanding of why we are here to evolve in self-love and spiritual independence, we can stand in the integrity of knowing, I know that you love me, and I know that this love has a higher purpose than what I may have thought it should have in my root chakra. The root chakra is what grounds that yang when it comes into the physical realm. It dives into the ground, and it comes up as that seedling. Again, what are we planting? As above, so below. And just as we are planted by spirit and we emerge as form from our mother's womb, we too constantly and consistently plant our desires, our hopes, our wishes into the cosmic space. And so what we focus on is what we get. And so yes, in the past you may have focused on others being the source of your safety, your security, the tribe being the highest value that you can have in the world. And in many cases that may absolutely still very well be the case. But for you at this particular time, as you are centering in your higher understanding, you're being invited to look at how valuable the integrity is for you to actually recognize the individuals in your life as soul beings that you may have shared many lifetimes with before. And this lifetime is actually another lesson in something very important, such as evolving through MDT. Underneath the Ankh symbol card, we have Kali. This is in the position of the energy that you're dancing with right now, and Kali is a dancer. Kali actually transforms fear, transmutes fear. She's the Hindu goddess that laughs at it. And what we want to recognize as she does that is that it is a very deathly dance. It is a very bloody dance. It is a dance of, a woman with, thousands of hands that says, you can't touch me. And that's exactly what Dorothy did when she realized at the very next moon phase in the root chakra suit, after the crescent moon, is the first quarter moon. And so being grounded, secure, safe, wasn't finding that emotionally with Aunt Em and Uncle Henry at that particular time. They were preparing for market, the material, the financial to take care of her. But abandonment is about abuse. And what happens is a fear emerges. And so it's very understandable that you do have a fear about pursuing perhaps the law of ego, form, and manifestation as you understand it to be in your integrity at this time. And so to dance with that is a beautiful dance. It is a dance that you can, as Dorothy, sing your song somewhere over the rainbow way up high. There is a place that I've heard of once in a lullaby. There is a place that you came from that has not forgotten, just as you have not forgotten why you are here. So it will never abandon you. That's why we connect to the Father of all fathers and the Mother of all mothers. It is an energy that is capable, willing, and able before there was ability to sustain anything that we call life. Okay, and so somewhere over the rainbow is connecting to that energy in a way that we can move forward and do what we have to do. Because what Dorothy had to do in the next moon phase of the root chakra suit was fight Miss Gulch. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to need to fight Miss Gulch, but what I'm saying is that the reason she had to fight Miss Gulch was to hold on to Toto, which symbolizes her intuition. Okay? And so hold on to that intuition is what Great Mother is saying. And this might feel very strange and scary to you to do so, just like when Dorothy and the three reached the dark forest, the edge of the forest where the Wicked Witch of the West resided. And wanting to turn back, getting all kind of signs and symbols. This isn't the way you want to go. You want to keep just living your life the way you want to live. That is not going to be possible with Uranus in your fourth house over the next 7 years. And so Great Mother's giving you a wonderful take on how to receive the blessings that are going to come to you as a result of you asserting what these needs are. Because right now, Mars is in your first house. And so this is not coming as a surprise to you. But I hope what is coming as a confirmation to you and as an encouragement is that the fear and the apprehension is recognized. But even in this new moon, the darkness of the new moon is all about having to find the light from within. And you have two new moons here with Durga underneath the wild woman, which is about courage, going beyond the fear, doing it, being scared and doing it anyway. We've all heard that. And that's really what this center card in your spread is all about. Do it anyway. Continue with what you are receiving anyway, because there are energies not of that are supporting you. Mars in your first house is about an intelligence that is ready to go to battle for what it needs. Now, we can go to physical battle, or we can work with our internal selves in a way that will allow us to easily live in comfort with others as long as we remain our integrity and establish the boundaries that are necessary for us to do so, which is the Durga card that you have here. This is in what needs to be released position. Durga is another Hindu goddess that dances with reality and is a war goddess. But we're just drawing the line in the sand so that we can define what our wants and our needs are at this time in order to fulfill the law of ego form and manifestation. Some of you, it may actually feel like an actual war. Some of you, because it is mama drama trauma, it may be an actual physical confrontational situation. But what this card invites you to consider, it's a gut chakra card, and so yes, it deals with survival, instinctual, physical, visceral responses. Boundaries can also simply be, just as we see Dorothy here leaving the farmhouse, which is just landed in Munchkin Land, and crossing over the threshold of another world and into another way of being, a multicolored, technicolor world from a black and white world. And so if our internal space can reflect an awareness and an understanding that it's not just about a conflict with someone I see and I perceive as being this person in this lifetime, but a soul who is insisting that they support me to make the shift that I need to make in my life to do what I came here to do, well then maybe I can do the internal work that Dorothy did. Maybe I can click my heels 3 times, body, mind, and spirit, and say, hey, they are just assisting me to cross a threshold from one world into another. And although it may be painful, and although the night may be very dark, what I'm feeling and what I need to speak and what I'm hearing as the truth cannot be any longer denied. This is why we focus on the principles of divinity. We are, as I said, very, very focused on that, because the vigilance in knowing and living according to our divinity provides us a sense of innocence that MDT takes away. Whether we have it or we're living with people that have it, the relentless retribution is what I call it. The relentless retribution that you don't do anything right, everything is wrong, this and whatever. And we're so resilient, aren't we? That we can look past it and we can wake up again and we fall down and we get punched down and we get back up. But we never really take the time to consciously and consistently appreciate what the message is that we're being given. We're being given a message to go. Dorothy, she ran away from home and then she tried to come back. That's why Great Mother manifested as the twister. No, it's not time for you to come home. Loving detachment. Need time and space to assess the situation, to get to love yourself, to learn what you came here for. You've been distracted from that. And until you can return with a sense of unconditional love as opposed to unconditional need, you need to do what you need to do that. Now, this is tremendously challenging, which is why I do the work that I do to support people in the process that I myself have been through and supported many other people to go through as well. And the Mom and Me support group, the Mama Drama Trauma support group, that's what we call it, is looking at that mom in me. How am I mothering myself? How am I developing the qualities of maternal love that I continue to project onto others in my life that I can do for myself? And we investigate that every week. Sunday and Mondays at 8 o'clock. Just go to the website and check it out. Now, what's facilitating this transition for you is an understanding that everything is coming together. You opened up with everything coming together. and with this awareness. It's just a little scary for you. But what Great Mother wants you to know is that as you embrace it, as you perhaps establish those boundaries that are necessary to live in love and detachment, which is accepting what is with love. And again, that takes effort, that takes support, which is why she's just landed in Munchkin Land. She ain't even on the yellow brick road yet. It takes a while to learn to live in love and detachment. You got to get on the yellow brick. You got to go through Munchkin Land first. Wait a second. You got to go through Munchkin Land and get your shoes first. That's your birthright. You have to learn that you have a right. You are a divine child. You have a right to live in health, happiness, and wholeness. And you don't take those shoes off. And then you get on the yellow brick road. You meet all your friends who are extensions of you. You go to Great Father, who is the physical master, the master of the physical world, to tell you what you have to do in this world. Yang, or Yang, some people call it. I have a Chinese acupuncture that calls it Yang too. So, yeah, that intuitive knowledge that Great Mother Glenda gave her, she had to act on it. And we have to learn all these things. And then, you got to do what he says. He said, get the broom. That's your power. All of it's coming together for you. Many of you have already gotten the broom. Some of you are just now getting to the palace to get the instruction, the intuitive guidance about what to do. Some of you have just gotten on the path and are just meeting the extensions of yourself that really are from past lives and issues and default mechanisms that you have. Some of you have had the readings and you found out various things about your soul nature and your defaults and things of that nature. And you're learning how to maneuver and work with these energies, just like Dorothy, when she seemed hope against hope not to have any, that she would return back to Kansas after Oz took her on the balloon, and that didn't get her back to Kansas. And now what was she going to do? She had gotten the broom and all of this, but she still wasn't going to get home until all of a sudden Glenda appeared to tell her the card that's underneath it. Click your heels 3 times. Body, mind, and soul. Work with what you know. Trust what you know. And so by the full moon, I think if you continue to work with what you know, to be the truth of who these people are to you and in your life, they don't have to understand. What's important is that you understand before you return home, so that when on a soul level they are speaking to you, as Hickory is to Dorothy here, you can say, yes, I remember you. I think you're going to do it. I think you're going to do it, Capricorn, Aquarius, Moon people, because your outcome card is rebirth. You are being reborn in your soul incarnated purpose this lifetime. You are connecting to it despite the fears, and you are divinely expressing yourself in your home environment in a way that is going to allow you the steady progress, step by step, that you need to make in order to make every area of your life one in which you are experiencing your birthright of health, happiness, and wholeness. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful Mother's Day. Watch the Mother's Day messages if that's something that will support you. Of course, Great Mother always comes through with support. So above all and most of all, remember, she loves you. And I do too. For more information about Mama Drama Trauma, visit mamadramatrauma.info.